What is going on, guys? I am D0WN. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I got to talk about this Abigail Disney. You know, she's one of these spoiled, rich heiresses that have nothing better to do but to get on social media and try the activist route. And when that doesn't work, she becomes a full-blown troll. Now, for those of you who don't know, Kobe Bryant and others passed in the helicopter crash, right? We all know that. It's been in the news. Instead of this, I'm assuming, intelligent woman who is the heiress of the Disney brand or name, because it is a brand now, instead of her putting her energy towards trying to do something positive, she gets on social media and she wants to take that time to blast Kobe Bryant. Not even taking into account the other people who perished in this same situation. But because she's such a devout feminist and such a elitist, she's one of these Caucasian liberal feminist women who claim that they're for equality and inclusion, but that only when they're talking about equality and inclusion, they're talking about themselves. They're not talking about anybody else. This is why you have the Huffington Post, I believe, that have I think their editorial room, if I'm not mistaken, is all women. Y'all remember that photo that went viral a few years back? That's the mindset she has. She's a 60-year-old woman. She, at least she has 4 kids. And she's pretty much the family face of Disney. Now, she's been in the news before. She spoke out against what's going on with Disney. She's been looking for relevance, and now she's found a way to make herself relevant because she's doubling down on comments that she made about Kobe. Now, I'm going to read this tweet. I'm not going to say everything in this tweet because this is YouTube, okay? But I'll just link you to the tweet. She says, I haven't said anything about Kobe so far because I felt some time needed to pass before weighing in. But yes, it's time for the sledgehammer to come out. The man was a escapist. Deal with it. I had to add that in there because, again, it's YouTube. And there was quite a few responses to what she had to say. Now, I don't know if she didn't think that there was going to be backlash, but again, this is what happens when you live in a bubble. And she was responding to an article from the Washington Post. In the thumbnail, there's a mural of Kobe and his daughter, okay? Now, she hasn't taken this tweet down, and she has doubled down on what she is saying. According to the Business Insider, she said that Kobe Bryant was not a god in a lengthy Twitter thread about his allegations. Again, she's looking for some type of relevance, but this is a losing battle. When you have people like LeBron James on TV getting emotional before a game, and you're seeing the sports world show respect, you even see in the media, for the most part, showing respect, even though you got some bad apples, I just think that she's in a losing battle, but because she lives in such a bubble, she doesn't know when to back down because he's a melanated man. So when you got women like this who deal with melanated men, they think that those guys are beneath them, so they can talk to these guys any kind of way, and they'll get a pass for it. But she hasn't gotten a pass for it because she's getting a video from me, okay? Now, these are the type of women who we make videos about. Look at the manosphere as a whole. Look at what's going on social media. No matter what ethnic group that you're from, we speak out against women like this. Women who like this in your workplace. Women who like this that you've dealt with business-wise. Maybe even landlords. Neighbors. I mean, people have this mindset that they're better than you. They have this mindset that they have a moral high ground, but there is no moral high ground with Abigail because she's just, again, a spoiled, rich, 60-year-old housewife with nothing to do. She wants some type of relevance. Disney won't give her anything to do, okay? They're saying they want her as far away from what they're doing as possible. This is why she's out lashing out against them, okay? This is why she's on social media doubling down, because she lives in such a bubble. She doesn't understand the greater society and how things work as far as cancel culture. Kobe Bryant is a big part of the culture. You need to deal with it. This is a new day and age. And also, what I want to say this too to Abigail. Where was your outrage towards Harvey Weinstein or Kevin Spacey, some of these other people who've had allegations levied towards them, even though it's more than allegations with Harvey and, Kevin? Where was your outrage then? Unless I missed something. Why weren't you saying anything towards them? Is it because, melanated men are an easy target? Because they are. They are. This is why you have the messy NBC TV hosts have the slip up that she had, because in her mind, that's what she thought of Kobe. And she's doing this show for hours about a guy she probably personally doesn't like or respect. And these are the type of people who are trying to bully their way into power positions. They use the Me Too movement to push themselves forward, and they will hide behind every other group, every other minority group in order to gain power for themselves. That's what it's about. Abigail thinks that she's appealing to her female feminist sisterhood, but they're even turning their backs on her. Now, this is according to the Business Insider. It said the 60-year-old, who is the granddaughter of Roy O. Disney, a co-founder of the Walt Disney Company, had in a tweet January 29th shared a op-ed from the Washington Post about allegations that Bryant faced 17 years ago, and when she called him that particular word. On February 1st, the Disney heiress, who has a net worth of $120 million, doubled down on her previous statement, offering new commentary on Bryant, who passed January 26th helicopter in Calabasas, California. Now, she said, okay, time to bite the bullet and say something. Disney said when she began her Twitter thread early Saturday morning, if you don't like it, just stop following. First of all, yes, it is my business because I'm a woman who has herself dealt with being assaulted and spent my life knowing, loving, and feeling for women for whom it's been so much worse. Let me say this. Again, something happened in Colorado, but Kobe, there was no charges brought against him. It was a civil matter. And once it goes to a civil matter, you cannot keep bringing this up if nothing came of it. You have to understand that. Okay? And the fact that she is trying to add in something that happened to her and try to connect that to Kobe, it doesn't make sense, because you have people right there in Hollywood who've done things to women, but you said nothing. Nothing. But you want to say something about Kobe when he's no longer here? Why don't you say something towards the people who are right there in the same state that you live in? In Hollywood. But you're not going to say nothing towards them because you're still drawing, you might be, still getting money from Disney. I'm pretty sure you are. Or, you still hold some position of power, some slight position, because, they probably keep you as far away from the business, from the decision-making aspect in business as possible, even though you want to call them out. I just think that whatever happened to you has nothing to do with somebody else. Why is it that women who have dealt with certain things project that onto other people? That's not right. Because if men did the same thing that men get accused of doing when we speak out against certain aspects of female behavior, they tell us that we need to stop connecting what happened with us with them. They will claim we are projecting. They will say that we are hurt. But what do you call Abigail? She seems to me to be a woman who's hurt and has never gotten over that hurt. And she wants to project that hurt onto somebody else. And I think that in our society, we really have to heal, because there's a lot of people who've been through a lot of things that have never gotten a chance to heal. And that's what needs to happen. A little bit more from this article. At the onset of the thread, Disney offered praise for Bryant amid her discussion on the allegations. Knowing that the person can do both good and bad things in their lifetime, I mourn Kobe too, she wrote. He went on to be a man who seemed genuinely to want to do good. The face that this is face, but I guess it's the fact that he was alleged to have done something does not change any of these facts. People, once again, there is a culture of bad things happening to people in Hollywood, but they overlook that and they want to pick and choose who they want to be fake outraged about. Yes, Kobe did turn his life around. I said that in my video. I actually did a video about the messy NBC TV host. I'll link it in the description. And I talked about how Kobe did turn his life around. I talked about how Kobe wanted to be a better husband and a better father, and also put all of his energy into being the best basketball player that he could be. And he was able to do that. People keep bringing up this incident as if he has a history of this. This was the first time and only time that he had ever been accused of anything. I'm not saying that it's right, but what I'm saying is, when somebody who was able to make that change have what happened to him and others, which she failed to mention because she was so fixated on her wanting to slam the sledgehammer down on Kobe, that she forgot to mention the fact that there were other souls that are no longer here that were with Kobe, because she was so giddy about getting on social media and virtue signaling to her feminist friends, which makes her look bad. It makes her look emotionally unstable. It makes her look like somebody who's just bitter. And yes, people are going to call you out because it was the wrong timing. You don't have to like Kobe. There are probably still people out there that don't like Kobe. But you have to understand that sometimes it's just not the right time to say what she said in the way she said it. You have to understand optics. You're supposed to be an intelligent person. Why are you projecting your pain onto somebody else? Women do this a lot. But when you have men who speak on female nature, they claim we're doing that to them. Timing is everything. When I first spoke on this and I spoke about the females that were bitter at Kobe, I spoke on it from an aspect of them trying to project their pain onto Kobe, their insecurity onto a guy they have never met. And that's the problem that we have in society, that people want to project so much in our society instead of gaining some healing from the situation that they have been in. And hopefully Abigail is able to do that someday.